Welcome back to the final session of Telecare's online training. Today we will be in Unit 11 on the topic of self-care. So once again, I will go ahead and share my screen. Excellent. So Unit 11, Self-Care Part 1. Learning objectives for Unit 11 are that by the end of this section, you will be able to recognize the need to care for ourselves and understand how to do so. If you need something done, ask a busy person. Many of our volunteers are those busy people who seldom seem to take a moment for themselves and are always caring for others in one way or another. However, we must also take care of ourselves. By taking care of our own emotional and physical states, we will be able to give so much more. If we neglect our own needs, our ability to give will be greatly diminished. Neglecting self-care can cause even the most dedicated volunteer to become ineffective. We recognize that a Telecare phone line volunteer has a very challenging and often stressful volunteer environment. There are little to no opportunities for social interaction outside of planned events and ongoing learning opportunities. Debriefing often must be initiated by the volunteer themselves. Gratitude is often not expressed by our callers. As a matter of fact, more often than not, callers express anger and frustration. We remain anonymous, and so all sense of accomplishment must come from within. It takes a very special person to be a Telecare volunteer. We celebrate you, support you, and are ever grateful for you. We will work hard to establish connections and keep open lines of communication in order that your volunteer experience is just what you are looking for. We ask that you, in turn, take care of yourself, acknowledge your limitations, and be open to asking for support if and when you need it. Stress. Stress is a noun which can refer to a force exerted when one body or body part presses on, pulls on, pushes against, or tends to compress or twist another body or body part, especially the intensity of this mutual force commonly expressed in pounds per square inch, or the deformation caused in a body by such force, or a physical, chemical, or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation, or a state of bodily or mental tension resulting from factors that tend to alter an existent equilibrium. Stressors. Some common stressors are health issues, caregiving, relationships, employment, medical diagnoses, life changes, money, deadlines, traumatic events, worry over personal safety, natural disasters, being a victim of a crime, the death of a spouse, family member, or friend, birth of a child, family discord, life changes. Physical stressors can include chest pain, high blood pressure, clenched jaws, tight, dry throat, indigestion, insomnia, fatigue, grinding teeth, constipation or diarrhea, stomach cramping or bloating, increased perspiration, skin problems such as hives, weight changes, headache, pounding heart, shortness of breath, and muscle aches. Stress responses. When we experience acute stress due to an immediate threat or danger, such as an accident or emergency situation, we experience what is called the fight or flight response. This is the body's response to perceived threat or danger. During this reaction, certain hormones like adrenaline and cortisol are released, speeding the heart rate, slowing digestion, shunting blood flow to major muscle groups, and changing various other autonomic nervous functions, giving the body a burst of energy and strength. Originally named for its ability to enable us to physically fight or run away when faced with danger, it is now activated in situations where neither response is appropriate, like in traffic or during a stressful day at work. When the perceived threat is gone, systems are designed to return to normal function via the relaxation response. The relaxation response occurs when the body is no longer in perceived danger, and the autonomic nervous system functioning returns to normal. During this response, the body moves from a state of physiological arousal caused by the fight or flight response to stress, including increased heart rate and blood pressure, slowed digestive functioning, decreased blood flow to the extremities, increased release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, to a state of physiological relaxation, where blood pressure, heart rate, digestive functioning, and hormonal levels return to their normal state. During acute stress, this response occurs naturally. However, in times of chronic stress, when the body is in a constant state of physiological arousal over perceived threats that are numerous and not life threatening, the relaxation response should be induced through techniques such as meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, deep breathing exercises, self hypnosis, and other tension taming and stress management techniques. Methods to reset the relaxation response. Breathing exercises are an ideal way to relieve stress in that they're fast, simple, free, and can be performed by just about anyone. They can also be done anywhere and at any time. These factors make stress relief, such as breathing exercises, one of the most popular and convenient tension tamers. Here's how basic controlled breathing works. 1, sit or stand in a relaxed position. Slowly inhale through your nose, counting to 5 in your head. Let the air out from your mouth, continuing to count to 8 in your head as it leaves your lungs. Repeat several times. And that's it. As you breathe, let your abdomen expand outward rather than raising your shoulders. This is a more relaxed and natural way to breathe and helps your lungs fill themselves more fully with fresh air, releasing more stale air. You can do this just a few times to release tension or for several minutes as a form of meditation. If you like, you can make your throat a little tighter as you exhale so the air comes out like a whisper. This type of breathing is used in some forms of yoga and can add additional tension relief. Meditation is all about the pursuit of nothingness. It is like the ultimate rest. It is better than the best sleep you've ever had. It's a quieting of the mind, sharpens everything, especially your appreciation of your surroundings. It keeps life fresh. The practice is simply this: keep coming back to your breath during the day. Just take a moment. This will give your mind a steadiness and your breath a gracefulness. There's so much to let go of, isn't there? Your nostalgia and your regrets, your fantasies and your fears, what you think you want instead of what is happening right now. Breathe. So those quotes are by Hugh Jackman and Rodney Yee, Yoga, the Poetry of the Body. Meditation is a powerful stress reliever. Different types of meditation techniques can calm your mind and reduce your stress. Concentration meditation involves focusing your attention on one thing, such as your breathing, an image you visualize, or a real thing that you look at, for example, a candle flame. Here's a simple and effective form of meditation that can be useful for beginners and can be easily learned. This quick exercise is a proven tool to help you feel relaxed, alert, and more ready for anything. So here's how. Sit in a comfortable position. While most martial arts use the Seiza position, with legs beneath the buttocks with knees directly in front, many people find this position to be uncomfortable. If this is the case, you may also sit cross-legged, Anza, or in another position that's more comfortable for you. Close your eyes, keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed, head up, your eyes behind your lids, focused ahead. Take a deep, cleansing breath, expanding your belly and keeping your shoulders relaxed, and hold it for the count of 6. Exhale and repeat twice more. Then breathe normally and focus your attention on your breathing, a calming thought, or an item such as a flame or a flower. As you breathe, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, still expanding your belly rather than moving your shoulders up and down. If your thoughts drift toward the stresses of the day or of the day behind you, gently refocus and remain in the present moment. Feel the air move in and feel the air move out. That's it. Continue this for as long or as little as you'd like, and you should notice that your body is more relaxed and your mind is more centered. Enjoy the rest of your day. Some tips. As you breathe, let your abdomen expand and contract rather than moving your shoulders up and down. The deeper breathing is more natural and similar to how babies breathe. It gives you increased lung capacity, whereas the shallow breathing adults usually utilize doesn't allow as much oxygenation of the blood. Don't breathe too quickly or too slowly. Just breathe at a natural rate, but more deeply. If you find your thoughts drifting a lot at first, don't worry that you're doing it wrong. Noticing that you've drifted and refocusing to your breathing is part of the practice and something that you're doing right. Yoga for stress relief. Dating back over 5,000 years, yoga is the oldest defined practice of self development. The methods of classical yoga include ethical disciplines, physical postures, breathing control, and meditation. Traditionally an Eastern practice, it is becoming popular in the West. In fact, many companies, especially in the UK, are seeing the benefit of yoga, recognizing that relaxed workers are healthier and more creative, and are sponsoring yoga fitness programs. Yoga, which derives its name from the word yoke, to bring together, does just that, bringing together the mind, body, and spirit. But whether you use yoga for spiritual transformation or for stress management and physical well being, the benefits are numerous, such as reduced stress, sound sleep, reduced cortisol levels, improvement of some medical conditions, allergy and asthma symptom relief, lower blood pressure, lower heart rate, slowed aging process, spiritual growth, reduced anxiety, increased strength and flexibility, and an increased sense of well being. What's involved with yoga? The practice of yoga involves stretching the body and forming different poses while keeping breathing slow and controlled. The body becomes more relaxed and energized at the same time. There are various styles of yoga, some moving through the poses more quickly, almost like an aerobic workout, and other styles relaxing deeply into each pose. Some have a more spiritual angle, while others are used purely as a form of exercise. Yoga does require some time and commitment. Yoga classes can be expensive. However, while it is more challenging, yoga can be learned through a book or video. In dealing with those who are undergoing great suffering, if you feel burnout setting in, if you feel demoralized and exhausted, it is best for the sake of everyone to withdraw and restore yourself. The point is to have a long term perspective. And that quote is by the Dalai Lama. Putting others first all of the time can lead to resentment and anger and can lead to problems in relationships with coworkers, family, or friends. Particularly in a volunteer environment where we don't want to say no, we can find ourselves feeling overwhelmed as though we are being taken advantage of or taken for granted. We become angry with ourselves for not setting good boundaries or being assertive regarding our own needs. It is important to practice self care in order to avoid compassion fatigue, which leads to burnout. Some of the calls and callers that you will listen to will affect you in some manner. It is normal to be affected. It is good to feel emotions. You are not alone. You are part of a large and caring community ready to support you as you support our callers. When you choose to take care of yourself first, put your own needs ahead of the needs of Telecare and our callers, set firm boundaries that work for you, and seek the balance that you need, then you will be able to give so much more than you ever thought possible. So that completes part one. So, below are just a few ideas of how you can be the best volunteer ever by beginning to take care of your own needs first. For example, let's zoom out here. Taking care of your physical needs, your emotional needs, psychological needs, professional needs, and spiritual needs. So, starting with the physical, some recommendations are to exercise regularly, eat a healthy diet, drink plenty of water, get appropriate rest, which can be 7 to 8 hours per night, sometimes more. Take medications as needed. Emotional needs include spending time with people you enjoy, allowing yourself to cry, giving yourself affirmations, reading a favorite book, and seeking out opportunities for laughter and joy. Psychological, allow time for self-reflection, journaling, Allow yourself to receive as well as giving, learning to say no when appropriate, seeking professional support. Um, Professional needs, being aware of your triggers, attending all training sessions, accepting support, acknowledging your own limitations, and taking a leave of absence as necessary, and attending to your spiritual needs, spending time with nature, read inspirational literature, identify what is meaningful to you, forgive yourself and others, meditate, pray, sing. Laughter. So the old saying is true, laughter really is great medicine. When you laugh, every system in your body gets a workout. Your respiratory, glandular, skeletal, muscular, and cardiovascular systems all benefit. For the cardiovascular, when you laugh, both your heart rate and your blood pressure go up. When you stop laughing, they dip below normal, just like aerobic exercise. Respiratory, after a hearty laugh, you might have to take in a big breath of air, working your respiratory system. Laughter also causes an increase in the antibody IgA that fights upper respiratory tract infections. I apologize, that might be IgA. Skeletal, muscular. Sometimes when you laugh so hard, you can barely remain upright. Bent over in laughter. This happens because when you laugh, your muscles relax. Immune system. Laughter causes an increase in the number and activity of T cells, which in turn tell your immune system to turn it up a notch. Laughter helps to lower our adrenaline levels, exerting a calming effect. It also lowers dopamine, which is associated with high blood pressure. Humor is contagious, laughter is infectious. And the corpse pose, returning to our conversation about yoga. Anyone can do it. This exercise is thousands of years old and is famous among yoga practitioners as a powerful way to achieve calm. It is amazingly simple to do. Lay on any flat surface without a pillow with your arms and legs spread eagled. Close your eyes and begin breathing gently and regularly. As you do, you will notice where any discomforts or tensions rest in your body. Allow your position to adjust as necessary, but remain on your back. Maintain this position for at least 10 minutes and ideally up to 30 minutes at a time. You'll find your body becoming more and more relaxed and may experience deeper levels of mental functioning. Music soothes the savage beast. Numerous studies have shown that listening to music that you enjoy can banish stressful feelings within minutes. Ideally, choose music with a relaxed tempo and listen while laying down with your eyes closed. The effect can be physiologically very similar to meditation. And take a break. Stuck at your desk all day? Once an hour for no more than a minute or two, step away from your desk and take a stretch break. Exaggerate a yawn and feel your body relax. If possible, take your break outside and get a breath of fresh air. A useful technique for computer users, which can help eye strain, is to sit at your desk and cup both eyes with the palms of your hands. Take a few deep breaths and focus on the soothing energy of your hands moving into your eyes and down through your body. A few more points for nurturing your own well being. Think positively. Optimism enables you to cope better in tough situations. Change how you relate to your emotional responses. You may not be able to control the emotions in your life, but you can change the way that you react to them. Embrace and explore your spirituality. It may lead to a clearer life purpose and better stress management skills. Keep your cool. Stress is normal and setbacks happen. Don't give up. Focus on what you can do to regain control of the situation. Pamper yourself. Take a long, slow walk in nature, a long, hot bath with bubbles. Be creative, set a play date with yourself. Maintain a strong social network. Foster lasting relationships with those you love, family, friends, and peers. And protect your time. Learn how to say no and take time for yourself without feeling guilty. And then here are some resources for further reading. And congratulations! Take this moment to acknowledge all the hard work you put into applying for the position as a Telecare volunteer and for your efforts in completing the training program modules. You are appreciated for all your hard work here at Telecare, and we believe that you have what it takes to be an amazing and empathetic volunteer. Thank you for showing up for callers and joining the team. Take a moment to do something kind for yourself and to acknowledge this accomplishment on your volunteering journey. And a final thank you. Thank you for taking the time to learn about Telecare, our callers, and some of the issues facing people in our community. It is important to note that if you have made it this far, then the likelihood is that you have what it takes to be a fantastic Telecare distress line listener. There is no need to have memorized everything in the manual, nor is it important that you know everything available to support people in the community. The most important skills and attributes that you can possess is the compassion that you exhibited when you first decided to volunteer, the ability to listen without judgment, and the desire to befriend through the phone lines those who are in need of care. At this point, we will make arrangements through the business office to schedule you for a shift in the call center where you will be able to listen in as trained volunteers take real calls. Hopefully, during this time, you will get to meet more volunteers and learn from each of them. There will be more to learn regarding office procedures, emergency procedures, as well as telecare policies and procedures. We'll have a minimum of 4 training shifts in the call center and up to as many as you need before you feel comfortable taking calls on your own. It is completely normal to feel nervous on your first shift, and you will always have support along the way. At some point during your first year with Telecare, we will hold a learning day. You are highly recommended to attend. You will be able to meet professionals from our community who work in the social services, and you will learn more about supports in our local communities, such as hospice, the mental health crisis line, Greenhaven, and more. This is your opportunity to ask questions and get advice from professionals. At Telecare Distress Line of Greater Simcoe, we also hold learning socials periodically, otherwise referred to as Volunteer Connects or Desert and Learns. Once again, you are highly recommended or encouraged to attend. During this time, we may have a guest speaker or an opportunity for roundtable discussion about current issues or volunteer needs. And best of all, there generally is dessert. Please remember that just because you have completed this manual, you do not have to lose touch with any mentors or supports. We will continue to be available to you for any questions or concerns. You are also more than welcome to connect with the training facilitator if you have any questions, issues, or concerns. Thank you again for joining the Telecare family. You can and will have a positive effect on many lives. Thanks a bunch.